Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be restringing a Magic Attic doll. For this process you're going to need a pair of scissors, a pair of hemostats, some stringing cord, and some wing nuts. When you're doing a Magic Attic doll, the first thing you want to remove are the arms. So you want to remove both arms, then the head, followed by the legs. The legs don't always need to be restrung on these dolls, and on this doll only one of the legs was kind of swingy, so I'm only going to restring one of the legs. Now once you get the arms cut off, you have to get all the trash inside the arm out. So there's elastic and then these little plastic beads that are really brittle and they're broken in a lot of these dolls. You'll hear them rattling around inside the limbs. That's probably what took me the longest to do, was just to get this stuff out. Now if you heat it up with a hairdryer or with boiling water, I use a hairdryer, these are a lot easier to get out. And you can see here, these are the plastic bits that come out of there. So if you hear something rattling around inside your Magic Attic doll, it is most likely those little plastic bits. When it comes time to remove the head, some people like to preserve the elastic loop there. I decided not to do that. I decided to restring my girl with all new string. So I am going to cut through the elastic loop here to get the head removed. Once you get the head off, it's a lot easier to dig the rest of the trash out of the torso of the doll. So you'll be pulling bits out that came from holding the arms and legs on. You can see here, this was a $1.99 find at Goodwill. So you also want to get the cups out because the dolls originally are strung using a cup system. I did not reuse the cups. I don't think it's totally necessary. You could reuse them if you wanted to, but sometimes they do get damaged when you're trying to pull them out. This is also a lot easier if you heat up the armholes first. So if you're having trouble getting those out, you can hit the armholes with the hairdryer and they'll come out a little bit easier for you. So just make sure you get all of the little trash and loose bits that are floating around in there out of the doll's torso. Now, like I said in the beginning, only this leg was swingy, so it's the only one I'm going to remove, and I'm going to go ahead and just cut it right off. This particular leg was really hard to get the trash out of, so I went and got the hairdryer and I used it to heat it up. Again, you could use boiling water if you wanted to. You could just do a big pot of boiling water on your stove, dip the leg in there until it's soft, and I was checking it in between to be sure it was squishy enough to get the stuff out, and then it comes right out. You also have to get the little leg bits out, like the leg cup that's in there. So I heated the torso some so that it would be easier because the leg cup's a little bit bigger than the arm cups, and you see it came right out. Now you'll see these are the wing nuts that you're going to need. You see how they're shaped, and the size I got was 10-24. I don't really know what that means, but you want to put it where the wings are facing out towards the hole because they're going to kind of serve as a stopper to help hold the elastic in place. And you want it to be a snug fit around your elastic. So you're going to work it down onto the elastic cord. You can twist it on there, or you can pull the cord really tight and it'll slide down on there. Then you're going to make a knot behind it. So make a good knot in there, and you can see, make sure you pull it good and tight. And we're going to stuff this back down into the leg so that it can hold on to the leg and be strung up through the doll. Getting the wing nut in is not easy because, again, it's going to be a snug fit. So I hit it with the hair dryer again to get it nice and soft. And then I used the hemostats and I pushed really, really, really hard to stuff this down into that leg. For the head, now you got to make sure you remove all the stuff from inside the head, which I did not do when I originally took the head apart. And so I pulled it all out and then again heated with the hair dryer so that we could get the things out of the inside. I did want to reuse the cup inside the head, so as I pulled it out, I was very, very careful, and you can see it come out here, and I'm going to reuse that when I go to string the doll. Now for the stringing bit. You want a big long piece of string, and I did not measure this, I just kind of eyeballed it. I looked across the doll's torso up through the head and down through the leg, and I cut myself a decent length here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another wing nut at the top of the string that's going to go up through the head. And again, the wing nut's just going to help to grip inside the head and make sure that the stringing doesn't slip out. So I'm going to do a wing nut and a knot once again. Once you've got your wing nut and your knot tied, put it back through the cup that came out of the head. And it's nice because the cup is split on the side. So you can just kind of slide it in through the side and make sure it's good and secure. And then you're going to stuff that back up through the head. So you've got several stoppers there that are going to help hold the head in place and keep the elastic cord from coming loose. Now is when we're going to actually put the string through the body. So the way this works is you're going to run the string down through the neck and out the leg hole. Now if you were restringing both legs, you would want to actually have this string attached to one leg already. So you'd want to have one leg on the string. You would want to have a big loop basically. But what you're going to do is you're going to tie the leg to the string. And so now you need an extra set of hands, really. You could put this between your legs and possibly hold it tight enough. But you have to tie this leg as tight as you possibly can to the doll. So you're going to pull the elastic out as far as you can and tie the knot as tight as you can. And then you're going to cut away some of the excess. I did not cut all the excess. I left some out so that if I ever need to untie this and make it tighter, which very well could be the case after 10 years or so, the elasticity, you know, starts to wear out. So just cut some of your excess and you can tuck away the rest inside the torso of the doll. For the arms, we're going to repeat sort of the same thing that we've already done with the other two pieces. We're going to cut 2 lengths of cord, and if you see the lengths I cut here, you probably want to cut yours a little bit longer because it was a little bit difficult for me to tie the arms together after this. But you're going to put your wing nuts on, and then you're going to stuff them inside both arms. And again, I used the hair dryer to get these in here because these holes are even smaller than the leg holes, and so heating them up and making that vinyl really nice and soft helps get those things in there. And here I hadn't removed all the stuff from the other arm, so I had to heat it up and go back and remove it all. Now once you've got the string in there with the wing nut, you're just going to put it on, pull it through the other side, and then you're going to need your extra set of hands to help you because we're now going to tie this arm to the other arm, again holding them as tightly as you absolutely can. And I had a couple fails here. I kept dropping the string because I did make it a little bit too short, so you probably want to cut a little bit longer than what you saw me cut there for the arms. But once you get it tied super tight, it's going to hold really well, and she's going to be able to raise her arm in a pose, and you're going to be really happy with her posability. And once you get her tied, I would leave some excess like before, just in case you have to retie those arms if they get a little saggy or loose. And you can see now she holds her arms up, no problem, and she is done.